Hey, we are on weather watch for severe storms and possible tornadoes. The severe weather could also bring damaging winds, large hail, flash flooding, all, as you know, a recipe for disaster.
Let's circle back to our team weather coverage. Dave Paul and Tim Pandages have you covered. Dave, lead us off. What has your attention right now?
Yeah, so it's all hands on deck right now. What has my attention? Not just the tornado threat, but the flooding threat. I think that may be a major player as we go into the wee hours of tomorrow morning. The timing on this, now we could see heavy thunderstorms through 7 a.m. More likely as we go deeper into the evening. Large hail, straight line winds, tornadoes, all on the table. And then this street flooding from heavy rain, especially for tomorrow morning's commute, I think is becoming a much more likely possibility. Right now it's 72, but look at the wind. Southeast sustained at 20 miles an hour. Cameras are all jiggling out there. And winds have been gusting to near 40 miles an hour at times all afternoon long. Just had a gust of 37 at Hobby, a gust of 36 in Pearland, and that's been strong enough to knock out a little bit of power. We've got about 3,000 or 4,000 folks without power right now because of that south wind, and that's just ahead of the approaching storm system. Here's our radar loop over the past 3 hours. It's all light to moderate rain across southeast Texas. We've had no severe weather in southeast Texas so far today. However, off to our west, the yellow area, that's a tornado watch. It's in effect till 10 o'clock, and it does include our western counties, Colorado, Austin, Washington, and Grimes County. And in fact, if you've been with us this afternoon, we've got our weather tracker, Pat Kavlin, is out there live in Brenham. He's there because this is the area that we think we're going to see the strongest weather first. And that's the line of storms that we're watching. And that's what's heading in our direction. And these storms have been producing a tremendous amount of lightning. And we've already got reports of hail out there. Here's the big picture. There's the parent storm system with a cold front that's pushing and plowing into this deep moisture. That at the surface will help to lift it. But it's what's going on aloft up at 34,000 feet, the jet stream, that has us concerned. The jet stream is divergent aloft. And as we head into 7 o'clock tonight, look right here near Dallas. See, we've got divergent winds. We think that's the most likely area for tornadic thunderstorms and the worst of the weather up near Dallas now through 7 o'clock. But as we head deeper through the evening, it's going to transition that divergent further south. In fact, right over southeast Texas as we head toward 2, 3, 4 a.m. And that, Tim Pandages, is when we could see some of the heaviest storms roll in.
Yeah, it's going to be a two-phase system for us, David. First, with that more defined line along the dry line pushing into our western zones up until 10 o'clock, which coincides with the end of the tornado watch for our western cities and counties. That's the highest tornado threat and the largest hail we'll likely find in some of these supercell thunderstorms that are already developing and charging their way to the east. Then it transitions to a more broad line of squally thunderstorms, heavy downpours. Flash flooding is going to be the main issue there. Still some gusty winds, damaging winds, and the tornado threat still, but you'll find it much more so with these line of thunderstorms that have really been initializing very well on this computer model. Notice as we play it out further into the future, here we are about an hour from now, it's pushing off to the east of Austin, and then it moves along the I-10 corridor, and you start to see a little more spacing developing in these supercells as they charge basically from the south to the north with a little bit of an eastward component. That's all consistent with round one. Then we transition, the line fills in a lot more. It's moving slowly and it's got a vast amount of moisture to work with. So we're looking at heavy downpours and the highest flash flooding threat in the middle of the night into the morning commute before things start to wind down and kick out of here by around mid-morning or so, David. So the next 12 hours, really going to be bumpy.
If we're going to see rain heavy enough to cause street flooding, it's at night that it's most treacherous because you just can't see, you can't tell how deep that water is. I would urge you to just stay inside overnight and check with us in the morning. We'll be on the air off and on all night and into the morning watching this. Now, rain totals widespread 1 to 2 inches, which doesn't sound too terribly bad. But in many spots, we think there is the potential for 5 to 7 inches. That would be enough to not only cause street flooding, but it could cause some bayous to react and begin to rise. So this evening, bottom line is we're on severe weather watch. And if you know someone or if you have a family member who doesn't watch the weather regularly, give them a call or a text and tell them that tonight is a good night to start doing that, at least for tonight. Tell them to get the app, turn on notifications so nobody gets caught off guard if we do get a tornado warning in your county or dangerous flash flooding where you live. We'll be watching it carefully through the night and into the morning, guys.
All right. Thank you so much, Dave. Hey, make sure you're tuned in tomorrow morning for KHOU 11 News Morning News. It's going to start at 4 a.m. as Cheetah Craft and Kim Castro continue to track the severe weather.